CCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And this morning we're very happy to actually meet in studio for the first time Lieutenant Candace Horsman, Salvation Army unit here in Indiana. And it really is the case. This is the first time we've actually met in person. We've talked on the phone before and done phone interviews, but
yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to actually see faces.
Yeah, sorry.
Without masks.
Sorry, it's this face, but it's the only one I got.
It's okay.
As we have gone through this pandemic the last 12 months, 18 months, it has been really, really difficult for a lot of organizations to do what normally they would do. And we want to talk about what the Salvation Army is doing this summer. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So you didn't fold up the tent and run away, did you?
We didn't. No, we made it. We made it through. In a sense, I think the pandemic kind of gave us a new purpose, and the community just totally rallied around us.
Yeah.
And supported us. So we're kind of grateful to be coming out the other side and still being able to serve. So
yeah. So there are things that we anticipate every year with the Salvation Army in the summertime, and a lot of those things are really focused on kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the case again this summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during Christmas we have our annual Red Kettle campaign, right? And I was saying to you that some people think after Christmas we go into hibernation, but we don't. We pick up year again, and we have our day camp coming up, and that's for kids ages 6 to 12. And it's just a time for kids to come and to have fun and to be safe and to combat kind of like that summer lag. You know, a lot of the time when they come out of school, some of that learning that they've had kind of goes in the trash a little bit.
Sure.
They forget. And so we're hoping to kind of combat that. And also just give them a sense of normalcy, because the kids haven't had that in what feels like forever.
Yeah, yeah. And there's this little gap between when does summer camp begin?
It begins next week.
Next week.
Yeah,
So
the 28th.
A little bit of a gap between the end of the school year, the first week of June, and the last week of June. And so the kids who just got back into actually being social creatures in school, they've had about a month now to sort of sit back a little bit, and now they're really chomping at the bit to get back with other kids and enjoying each other.
They are. We had a hard time at first filling the slots, but then all of a sudden in this past week, it's like everybody's realized, I don't want to just sit around all summer. I want to do something. And the parents are like, here, take my child, help them during the summer. So we've seen an influx in people signing up, although we do still have some slots, but the kids we've seen are just really excited. They're excited to learn. They're excited to just be around each other. They're excited to, like I said, have a sense of normalcy, which is really what we're after. We're going to have definitely an educational component, because that's really important, but we really just want to help these kids feel like kids again. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the typical schedule going to be like?
All right, well, they'll come in, they get breakfast, which is nice. We partner with the YMCA, and they provide us the meals for that. And then there are different, we call them lessons, but they're more kind of hands-on activities, like STEM things. And then they have lunch, they do more games, activities, some recreation. They'll also be going once or twice a week to Mack Park Pool to get swimming lessons and to learn how to swim. So typically we do field trips, but because of COVID, we're just going to stick with Mack Park and our building. But we're going to try to do a lot of interactive things so they don't get bored, because, kids, after 2 minutes, they can get pretty bored.
Now, how many kids are we talking about that typically go to summer camp?
Typically, in past years, we've had upwards of, I think, 50 to 60 kids. Right now, we're capping it off around 30, 35.
Okay.
And I think we have 22 kids signed up so far.
Okay.
So we still have some slots.
There's still an opportunity then for a mom or a dad to say, hey, I've got a couple here you can take, and I'd appreciate that.
Yes.
So what do parents need to do?
They can just call the office, 724-465-2530, and talk to myself or Christy, and we can get them all signed up.
Yeah, there you go. And it's going to be 5 days a week?
It is. It's 5 days a week from 8:30 to 4 p.m. Yeah.
So it's a full day.
It is. Yeah.
Terrific. All right. So some of that's going on. Again, you can call Candace at the office, and they'll get you set up if you would like to get in on that. And you said what age range a kid?
6 to 12.
Any other qualifications that they need to meet?
Not really.
Okay.
No. If they want to come, that's really the main one.
I guess that would be a
yeah, that would.
qualification.
We don't want kids that don't want to be there, but
Yeah.
Maybe we can make them excited about it.
Yeah,
But,
once they get there.
Yeah.
Once they get there. What else is the Salvation Army doing this summer?
yeah. Well, of course, I have to plug this event that the core assistant Christy's put together, Sally's Bazaar, and it's an annual craft and vendor show. And typically we've done it at our building, but this year, because of COVID, we want to spread out. The mall has generously donated a lot of space, so there's going to be a variety of vendors selling different things, and that's July 16th and July 17th at the Indiana Mall.
All right. So that's another thing that folks can do, and that can actually help the Salvation Army.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fundraiser for us.
That's one of the things we think, okay, Red Kettle campaign, that's it. You've got your stuff for the year, you're set. But it's a little bit more involved than that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And in Christmas, we do see an influx in donations. But I was actually just talking to a donor last week who donated some items for a food pantry, and she said, I know your donations go down in the summer, which is true. So we're hoping this will kind of pick it back up because we do rely on that kettle income, but we want to bring more in so that we can continue doing what we do.
So as to the food pantry, people can still give to it anytime, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We also have outside of our building a free little pantry. It's like a little hutch. You might have seen it. It's bright blue, and people can leave items in there or take items out. That's the model is leave what you can, take what you need. It's a little community pantry. So if we're not there, people can just drop their items off in there.
For the food pantry overall, how many people do you estimate actually use your food pantry?
It varies. I would say probably between 20 and 30 families a month.
Yeah.
We're an emergency food pantry, so they come once every 90 days. And it really depends. It's lowered a little bit since COVID has gone down, but we usually see kind of an influx at the end of the month when like certain food stamps and things run out. So.
And would I be correct in assuming that Salvation Army church services, worship services, they still go on as normal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. My favorite part of the week.
There you go. There you go. Well, the Salvation Army here in Indiana County is so vital, does so many things, and people have traditionally supported it very, very nicely, and we pray that continues. But with all of the different services, I know that you look forward to other opportunities. You're always looking for new ways or different ways to serve or better ways to serve. So I'm sure those sorts of things are on the radar as well. Do you actually get guidance from Salvation Army overall as to what you might want to try here, or do you see or talk to other units of the Salvation Army, say, hey, it's working here, maybe you want to try it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely try to connect with different Salvation Armies, especially in similar communities. But a lot of the feedback that we're getting is from in the community. And so we're trying. We might pursue a couple of initiatives. We're not quite sure what that looks like, but related to food, especially often in the rural areas. So yeah, we're kind of going with from the feedback in the community. Yeah.
And for the winter sheltering of folks, I know that people are always looking for coats and boots and things of that nature. Salvation Army gets involved in that too, doesn't it?
Yes, we do. Yep. Specifically for children, although we do get some adult coats. We have the Coats for Kids program where the kids can get a brand new coat. Sometimes boots and mittens and hats for winter. Yeah.
And those are donated as well?
Those are
purchased.
Those are purchased.
Those are
yeah.
purchased. Okay. So people can give with the intent of them specifically being used for that purpose.
Absolutely.
And you can do that anytime. You don't
Yeah, they can do that with any one of our programs. I mean, if they want to donate specifically to the after school program or to day camp, they just write that, in the memo of the check. We always want to honor what the donor's intent is.
Very good. Very good. All right. She's Lieutenant Candace Horsman. She's with us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Anything else folks need to know about the summer? Because we've got to get you back here more than just in the summertime.
I know. We're here, and we'd love you to send your kids to day camp. So sign them up because we love kids.
Give that number again.
724-465-2530.
Candace, thanks so much.
Thanks.
It is the voice of Indiana